Thank you to our texters, callers, and correspondents, and also to our guests.
From the Straight Up family, 9 to midday, weekdays, Straight Up. I'm Jerry Small, your host. Good morning, morning. Welcome to Straight Up for today. Today is the 18th of December, Thursday. And I want to play a piece of music. It named Square from Cuba. You know that the relationship between United States and Cuba start to thaw out, start melt down, in the good sense of melting down. But a couple of days now, I was to give a call out, because I want to get in contact with Cherry, my sister in Cherry, from the Cuban Jamaican Friendship Association. From before I heard this news, I write it down in my notebook to call out to her. And just write it down again yesterday before I even heard the news. And so I just want to play. I can't find the original of the music, it come from in the 50s. Who was it that played that piece of music? Square from Cuba. Can't remember. But I can hear a little piece of it from Jamaica. Dean Free. Yes, a little piece of, well, you know, the Latin African music, the African Latin music influenced Jamaican music in a plenty way, so you can see how much easily Dean Fraser was able to play that original Latin music in a reggae fashion. Square from Cuba. But before I forget, I want to hail a lady who is a part of the News Talk family and who takes so great care of her. Her name is Miss Maureen Dillon from News Talk 93 FM. Miss Maureen Dillon. It's great when you see people, each person playing their role and doing it with the utmost care. That is Miss Maureen Dillon, where I hail, News Talk lady. Then now, I heard an interview with a long-time Caribbean man named, what them call him, Sridath Rampal, a lawyer, long-time lawyer from Guyana, one of the part of the Indian population of Guyana, become a very well-known lawyer before him reach even 40-year-old, very well-known. We know him as Sonny Rampal when Malika boy, one of Dudley Thompson associate, and many others of the bright young lawyers of that time, and even the older lawyer. Sonny Rampal served a whole heap of things, become all, I think, Secretary General of the Commonwealth, and all kind of different things. I don't even know if that's the proper name for him post. But he put out a book about him life and him experiences recently. And then I heard him being interviewed yesterday by Diane Jackson Miller. And the news came in while she was interviewing him that President Obama of America decided to re-establish diplomatic relations with Cuba by America after nearly 54 years. January 1961 to December 2014, that's nearly 54 years. A big step in the resumption of normalization. But, so anyway, he made some comments about that. But during his comments about, unity in the Caribbean, because the rest of the Caribbean largely united around Cuba from that time, supporting Cuba and opposing the isolation of Cuba by the United States and other countries. But it was very interesting to hear Sonny Rampal. I don't know if I've ever heard him comment on this before, but he was commenting on how the Caribbean, the rest in this federation, break up. And Norman Manley, when Bustamante suggests to the people of Jamaica, so let Jamaica pull you out of our federation. Don't join up to be a nation with the other islands. Norman Manley tries to save it by saying, okay, I'm going to give the Jamaican people a chance to vote in a special election, to vote and tell whether they want to Jamaica, they would like Jamaica, that Jamaica wasn't independent yet, whether they would like Jamaica to remain in a union with the other Caribbean islands and then come out of the British domination as a one country together. And Norman Manley did set up that election where you decide on one topic, not electing officials or representatives, but you're just electing to hear the population opinion on a topic. That's a referendum. And the Jamaican people, by a small majority, voted that them no like, them no want to remain in a federation. And Rampal said that Norman Manley thought he was saving the federation when he gave the chance to the Jamaican people to choose. But he miscalculated. And here are Rampal, you know. Norman Manley destroyed the federation and destroyed himself by making a wrong decision. I never hear anybody put it that way before. So Norman Manley destroyed the federation, trying to save it, but destroyed it because I shouldn't give them a chance to make a decision. Should I just carry them through indeed. Anyway, I just want to comment on that so that another day we can come back to it. Now, the situation with Cuba there now. When Cuba restore relations, when the United States and Cuba restore them relations, there's going to be a lot of trade and traveling, plenty more traveling. There has been some traveling of some Americans to Cuba over the last 55 years. But they usually have to hide themselves when they're going in. So they usually have to come to a country like Jamaica and then traveling to Cuba without them passport, or don't stamp nothing in them passports, so that when they reach back to America, their own government doesn't have any proof that they went to Cuba, so that they will punish them. So the Americans travel to Cuba secretly over the last 50 years. So that them own government don't punish them for keeping contact with Cuba. And them usually do it by coming through countries like Jamaica and traveling from Mobile. They have a special travel agency in Mobile that help people to travel to Cuba on a slip of paper instead of a passport, so you're not on a record against you. So when the United States and Cuba restore good relations, you know that a lot of the tourists, because Cuba is the biggest tourist place in the whole Caribbean, probably in the whole Western Hemisphere, the American people are likely to flock there again, probably even more than before. And from years now, most people who have any understanding realize that this will be a big competition for Jamaican tourism, because people wanting to go to a tropical country and enjoy a kind of, whether laid-back lifestyle or a kind of almost carefree island lifestyle. They have been coming to Jamaica and other places since Cuba lockdown to enjoy this kind of lifestyle and coconut water and rum and dancing and nice music. Instead of going to Cuba, but now Cuba open back, it's going to be a competition. So Jamaica, and through Cuba so much safer than Jamaica in terms of so-called tourist harassment and theft and all different kind of things. People safer there. The tourists might not feel so much harassment there. Anyway, so if Jamaica not careful, they will lose plenty of them tourists to Cuba. And even Jamaican hotel owners start build hotel in Cuba from years ago. Even the Issa family, who did invest in some hotel in Cuba, they got penalized by the American government a few years ago. I think all the families, some of my family members get threatened with taking away them United States visa because they must doing so much business in Cuba, opening a hotel over there. But you talk about that maybe the Cuban cigar become a competition to the Jamaican spliff. I know Cuba is one of the most famous things that Cuba has been famous for from long before the revolution in 1959. Is them famous for them tobacco and them cigar. Cuban cigar is probably the most famous cigar in the world. And Cuban tobacco. More than that, maybe Cuba going a big ganja production, even though you know that I think that ganja is illegal there. But they might go in even ganja production, whether they want to run off Jamaican spliff with Cuban cigar or run off ganja with Cuban tobacco. They might even go into marijuana production. But it's not good to fear. It's not good to fear the future, you know, and fear competition. It's not useful to fear competition. What you do, you compete with competition and make yourself better. Make yourself better. So the old car them in Cuba. Cuba wasn't able to import any cars from America because of the lack of trade between America and Cuba. So you find that after 1961, I think it's after 1960, I don't think any cars was imported into Cuba, maybe just in the month of January from America. So very few new cars from America in Cuba after 1960. So they had to keep them old cars, them and keep on repair them, find all different ways to keep them running even when them can't get no spare parts. Them start all manufacture spare parts out of some little primitive machinery, manufacture spare parts, manufacture tire rim, manufacture all kind of different things that them never used to make before. So you know that hardship can make you very creative. Hardship and competition can make you very creative. So Cuba keep those cars running for so long. When you look at movies and documentaries about Cuba, you see the whole car them, but they are always in excellent condition. Cuba no drive reckless and crash car and bend up fender like what people do in Jamaica, because they can't get no spare parts. So it's a crime, without even any law pass, it's a big crime in Cuba for drive reckless. Because you're going to drive reckless and wreck the fuel like a car with them out. So them keep them driving habits very good. And them keep them old cars running. So them famous old cars that them keep running so beautifully. Maybe those things become a thing of the past, but maybe them preserve them too. Maybe them preserve them. But the whole thing is about purpose, you know. When you either find out when you are young, sometimes people find out when they're middle-aged or when they're old. When you find out a purpose for which your life is worthwhile, a purpose, it's so great for you when you find a purpose. Because you can either find out the purpose for which you were given life, or you can decide on a purpose. You can decide on a purpose, or you can discover one, say, boy, that is what you were really born for or fitted for, ideally. So you have a choice of either discovering something that was born in you, or you can create things too in yourself, create a purpose yourself, and create all kind of skills that you never had before. You can create even the personality. Not even personality. Personality is not as important as character, you know. You can create the character and the characteristics, the ways and the ways and the ways of doing things and the ways of dealing with people and the ways of dealing with yourself. You can create those characteristics yourself. You have authority to make yourself into the character that you want. Imagine you couldn't want a greater gift than that. The right to make yourself into the person who you want to be. Exactly. All the people you admire in the history of the world and all the people you admire since you're born. You have the authority to make yourself have the same characteristics as those people, you know. And it's not a shame like say you're trying to imitate or you're trying to copy somebody or you're trying to be the next Bob Marley. No. If Bob Marley have good characteristics, you have all authority to cultivate those characteristics in yourself without feeling shame say you're copying nobody. You have authority to do so. Because characteristics different from personality. Personality is your personal self and your personal way. So it would be foolish or futile to try to imitate Bob Marley personality, that is him personal self, but him characteristics now, the good ways and the good qualities we have. You have all authority to cultivate and to produce those characteristics in yourself. That's a great thing about life, whether they are male or female. So knowing a purpose or discovering a purpose for yourself and your life is one of the greatest things a human being can do. And it's those human beings who usually live a very satisfying life, whether them rich or them poor, whether them become rich or them become poor, or whether them is poor or remain poor. Finding a good purpose, finding out a good purpose for which you can live and have to live and will live. One of the greatest discovery and search that a human being can go on, finding a purpose, or creating a purpose, or deciding on a purpose. Yeah, man, you must serve some good purpose. You have many things that many things don't serve no good purpose, and many things that serve good purpose. So it would be so great if you would decide and accomplish serving a good purpose. And as I said, it leads to you living a satisfactory life, a life that satisfies you, whether you're rich or you're poor, you're satisfied or you find or you create a purpose. So Fidel Castro now, the leader of the Cuban Revolution, the leader of the Cuban people in the revolution what them carry out, and them still carrying on, because it take years to completely change things for the better. It take years and sometimes several lifetimes. So Fidel Castro, the leader of that national movement in Cuba. Him name Fidel, and the name Fidel mean faith. So I don't know whether Fidel Castro realize that life is a bigger and greater life than the individual life, or whether you want to call it, whether Fidel Castro believe in a God or believe in a creator. I don't know what is him religious faith, or if I'm having a religious faith, but differently I have faith, because religious faith is just one kind of faith, but all faith is connected. All faith, because faith means trusting in good, trusting or assuming and calculating that good is a must, and therefore because you know good is a must, you do certain works to get you in line with those things that must be and that must be good. With all them parents and name him when I'm a little boy, and when people name them children with good name, and then teach the children about the name, what it mean and what you have to go live up to your name, it can be very inspiring and motivating. So it's so great that Castro named faith. It helped him because it helped him to work along certain lines that when it don't even look like it going to work out, when it don't even look like it going to work out, you still have the faith, so you still work towards those things. So that is how little by little it manifesting. Many different things that people work towards that look impossible. Little more than manifest. Sometimes it manifests even before you would think it would manifest, or maybe you think that it would manifest in your lifetime. And it manifests in your lifetime. And the people of great faith, it don't matter to them whether the thing manifests in their lifetime. Because they have the faith to know that faith with work bring result. Bring good result, desired result. So I'm going to play the next piece of music from when I was a little boy. One of my favorite piece of music to it named Cuban Love Song. Straight up. Yeah, that is Patricia, the last piece. Patricia by Perez Prado. African Cuban. And that I play from a little boy in the mid-50s, you know. And yeah, was a living reggae 15 years from before reggae. Let's go for a break, straight up. Morning, welcome back to Straight Up. I'm your host, Jerry Small. Hello.
Morning, Jerry.
Welcome, sir.
Wally for things, you know.
Yes, sir.
Damn bad.
Yeah.
I could deal with the bad part first.
Yeah.
You know, say things now look so pretty down in Zambia.
Yes, as well as Malawi too.
Yeah.
Where's Zambia?
Guy Scott, this white man. after now problems in the party.
Oh yes, the white man who
Yeah, him want appoint who for run while the party executive appoint somebody else. Then yesterday now 14 cabinet members meet and I tell him to resign as the acting president. Well, according to how it goes, them not really constitutionally can do that. But him now, I tell the Chief Justice, say she not appoint who the party say them want to run as them new candidate. She appoint the person with him. And one piece of ray are going down there. It not look good and it look like it will lead to some scuff, some, you know.
Fisticuffs.
Yeah.
What is him background? What kind of work him usually do? Or what kind of interest him have before him become that Prime Minister?
I don't know really, you know.
That one fine, but I couldn't believe him not born in Zambia. Probably must born in Zambia.
I think him born there. But in parents them come from England.
Yeah, you know, Zambia was a part, I think Zambia was a part of the original Rhodesia. So, not original. The capture, the piece of land where Cecil Rhodes, the white man, go down and capture and call Rhodesia. Don't Zambia was a part of it? I think Zambia was, I think Zambia was northern Rhodesia, you know. And Zimbabwe was southern Rhodesia. So
yeah, the two of them come together by a river named the Zambezi.
Zambezi, yes.
Yeah. Then, down at this South Sudan now, turn one piece of collapse, where you call it failed state.
Failed state, yes.
Yeah, one piece of thing broke out between the two man them. And why better them never did divide Sudan, you know.
You mean the Sicily don't get independence for the black African Sudanese.
Yeah.
Different from the northern one where them is Arab.
Yeah. Because see all the northern one them now the leader him a jump because them drop all the ICC charges against him.
Oh.
And I say, oh, the ICC has failed. One
International Court.
Yeah. But to the good news now.
Quickly.
Fidel Castro, the Cuba America thing.
Yeah.
Is the other day I did a mention to you say I can't understand this schizophrenic American foreign policy.
Yeah.
Because if you can lift embargo against Burma,
yeah.
So why not Cuba?
Yeah.
Just a couple weeks ago, me and you
yes.
And me feel good.
Yeah.
And this greater Antilles region, you know. Watch it.
The bigger islands them up in the North Caribbean.
Yes, sir. Cause I see an opportunity now open up to become one, you know.
Yeah, that is Cuba, Jamaica, Hispaniola, that Haiti and Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
And Puerto Rico, all Puerto Rico is the American capital.
Yeah, but them are in the lesser Antilles.
Oh yes, okay.
Them are the biggest one in the lesser.
Alright, come back and let us, look here now, back and let us talk some more about, you know, next thing idea occurred to me last night, because I was listening to a nice debate about UTech that was being broadcast live. We could have somebody more thoughtful, not trying to rate people above people, but somebody extremely thoughtful, straight up listeners in a couple teams. And we could have debated out some issue. Maybe before the end of the year, or maybe in the new year.
Yeah, sound good.
Thank you very much.
Little more.
Morning and welcome to Straight Up.
Mr. Small, greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor the Celestial I.
You're Chris, man.
Give thanks, my king. Mr. Small, I hear you talk about my credit is low, so I'm not going to be able to elaborate. But I hear you talk about character, and I remember Guevara. That Castro partnered with to overthrow the Cuban government back in that time.
Yeah, Che Guevara.
Yes. What is your understanding of it, Mr. Small?
Of what?
Of why did Castro and Mr. Guevara go into Cuba and tumble the government? I couldn't find the specific history towards it.
Cuba was being dominated by foreign and local big landowners and the mafia and the international gambling thing for hundreds of years, and for a short time by the mafia and the gambling interest in Cuba. And was, you know, great big landowners, huge landowners, both foreign and local, and other things, but, you know, the same colonialism, all and new.
Yes, sir. Another point I hear speak about even the 1961 MOU that Mr. Manley took to the Republic of Jamaica.
Referendum.
Yes, sir. What I want to ask, Mr. Small, after that referendum, I have noticed there was no more referendum brought to the Republic of Jamaica.
Yes,
by either government.
Yes, especially because the PNP, some of the PNP people, they were disgusted with Norman Manley for giving the people of Jamaica that chance to choose. And Sonny Rampal, who yesterday I heard saying Norman Manley wrecked the Federation by giving the referendum. It's the first one I hear frankly talk that and give the opinion that Manley wrecked himself, and he is really expressing the feeling of a lot of the younger PNP one, and some of that one Norman Manley should have never did it, and because of that they refuse, especially PJ parties, refuse to give the people of Jamaica any chance at any referendum. For to them is like a bad omen and a bad luck.
Okay, of the 1961 loss. Because Mr. Manley, sir, after the loss of the 62 election that Mr. Shearer become, not Mr. Shearer, Mr. Buster Man to become Prime Minister, it really took him by tone, you know.
Yeah.
I think he did want the chance to bring Jamaica into independence.
Yeah, because he was who worked most towards that.
Yes, indeed, Mr. Small. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Thanks for the reminder of the history, though, but I think based on my say and characteristics, how to develop a character, Mr. Small. I think younger person who is naive to society and understanding, stick to the elders. It's an African thing from a longer time. We stick to our elders and we learn from them. But I think we're departing from that. Quickly, Mr. Small, even in Cashpot, one person usually have a dream, they go to their grandparents and ask about what the dream could mean. Nowadays, a man want to dream and sleep more time per day just to dream to see what he can win in Cashpot. So I think we have lost that core culture.
Dreaming them life away.
Yes, sir.
Dream lover. Dreaming.
All right, sir.
But as I said, don't swallow everything from your elders. Digest it. If it can't digest it, spit it out. A lot of things, like all them queen mother and them chief. Right now, the chiefs, some chiefs in Africa, right now, I sell out them people same way like first time.
Indeed, sir.
Selling out the land to foreigner, chiefs and queen mothers. I mean about the queen mother and chief.
But sir, we the African people, the only way we can triumphant over evil with good is come together, utilize our resources, and live a life that is exemplary so our children can come and reap the prosperity of it.
Well, all right, go and study the situation. Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. Welcome to Straight Up, hello. Morning. Welcome. Straight Up, hello. Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah, man. The farmer Gensek for CARICOM, is it Sonny or Srinath?
Sri, that is his official name. Sri, that is the official Indian name. But his father call him Sonny. Frequently, like I hear the name Junior, especially when I youth name the same name as his father, them call him Junior. So it is Sonny is frequently used to refer to a favorite son or to any son.
I thought him first name was Srinath.
Shridat, S-H-R-I-D-A-T-H, Shridat Rampal. Rampal, but them call him Sonny Rampal. When I was a little boy and them people come visit me, I'd come look for my old man. I know him as Sonny Rampal.
Yeah. Next thing, Jerry, the breaking down of the wall between US and Cuba.
Yeah.
Welcome it still, because I look from the went to the Mandela's funeral.
Yeah.
And Barack Obama shook Castro hand.
Yes,
you know?
You know.
Something was coming.
Yes, something was. Yes,
the larger portion of America did condemn Obama to do that, especially the Republicans, you know.
Yes, yes.
But
so you read between the lines.
Yeah, man. Glad to see what coming, you know.
Yeah, it's only that them never take no selfie together, but at least you could have said that.
Yeah, man. Respect.
Thank you very much, sir. Good morning. Welcome to Straight Up, hello. Morning. Welcome. Straight Up, hello. Right, please.
Hello.
Yes, welcome, sir. Wow.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, sir.
Historic day yesterday.
Yeah.
Viva Fidel! Viva Fidel! Viva Fidel!
Viva, yeah. Long live faith.
Yes.
And long live that person named Fidel.
Yes.
Him live long already. When I worship him.
No.
Some worship. Yeah, some worship.
Salute.
Yeah, man. Some worship their heroes. When I worship him, but we do acclaim. We do acclaim good works and results.
I hope Jamaicans see the opportunity.
Yeah, it makes some move where I don't like still now, but
I know, but
for the most part,
all people do that, especially if you stay around too long.
Yeah.
You stay after 15 years, you get cranky and sometimes foolish.
Yeah.
All right. And then, I mean, it was up against great odds, you know.
Yes, yes, sir.
It was up against great odds.
I think about 11 presidents come and go and dead off, and I must see my wish him well.
Yeah, man. All right.
Thank you very much. From there. Thank you very much. Yes.
Talk to you again.
Yes, let's go for a break. Straight up. Yes, good morning and welcome back to Straight Up. Hello?
Yeah, morning, Jerry.
Wagwan.
Well, I give thanks for that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. I'm glad to see what's going on to Cuba, you know.
Yes, sir.
Our closest friend.
Yeah, man.
One of the best friends Jamaica have.
Africa to Africa, them the go only for good thing in Africa, although him go interfere in some things in Ethiopia, I'm not too love, but
yeah, man.
Yes, sir, go ahead, man.
Yeah, man. Cuba is one of our best friends, better than even Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago is some racist people, you know, they hate us, Jamaica, you know.
No, I don't agree with you.
Well, I support that.
Yes.
I don't expect you to support them, I say.
No.
I remember our national colonial and locked them up in the airport. One of the ladies.
But some lovely other thing going between Trinidad and Jamaica over the years. So now and again, some bad thing going, but some lovely thing going over the years.
I remember, one of the news coming out of Trinidad, one of our national, they locked up in that airport, even want to get a tissue to go and use the bathroom and refuse.
Yeah. But I don't blame people. I don't blame populations. I don't blame nations for things that them government do. Unless yesterday majority of the nation defend it and back it. But most time I not go blame a nation for what a regime do. Because plenty time regime do things that the population is not in agreement with.
Even the Prime Minister of Trinidad come here and embarrass us.
Oh.
Say that we mustn't take Trinidad to the money machine.
Oh, true, like ATM, true.
Yeah.
That face. That
woman.
Yeah.
That Trinidad Prime Minister woman.
And she love Jamaica still now.
You believe if somebody loves you, you talk about those nastiness about you?
No, sometimes you have love away give you bun, you know. Don't you know? You laugh because you know.
No, man, I don't think
she feel it, no.
She's a racist.
No, racist.
Trinidad Prime Minister.
Because she turn her back on you. And you can't handle it that way.
They don't like me, man. Trinidad don't like us.
No, you don't know Trinidad. How much Trinidadian you know? How many Trinidadians do you know?
The news when me hear coming
I'm not about news, man. I'm not about news, man. How many
when me have to depend, me not go down to Trinidad.
They would not. Well, it's you. Well, you know that you not forgot that. Don't go there. Thank you very much.
Little more.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Welcome straight up. Hello.
Hello. Morning, Mr. Small.
Wagwan.
Yeah, I'm good, Mr. Small. I hope you're good, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Small, you know, say 80% of the businesses that start within a year, they wound up.
Some year, I think so. I
And
believe.
the other 20%, if they are not properly managed, they wind up in 5 years.
Yeah, some year.
Yeah, so the mere fact that you can carry your program to year 5 is a fine achievement, Mr. Small.
Well, I humbly grateful for that.
Yeah, and the risk of bankruptcy in the world is higher than it has ever been since the end of World War II,
I wouldn't doubt you.
Yeah, especially bankruptcy among males in Jamaica. It is easier for a man to get bankrupt in Jamaica than a female,
Yeah.
And you see, if you don't grow somebody around you to love you as a man, your economy may be dark in old age, Mr. Smart.
I know.
And even though Cuba is opening up and the embargo, they're going to try and make some adjustment there. It might put more pressure on our economy for competitiveness, you know, Mr. Smart.
I know then now there's an alternative for competitiveness.
Performance.
No, competitiveness and cooperation.
And cooperation, Mr. Smart.
Nothing wrong with competitiveness. Nothing wrong with competitiveness. Because the three top 200-meter running in the world, the three of them in a one-track club competing against one another, and then more time them cooperate with one another and drop out boy belly.
Yeah, but you know, one of our main problems in our culture is that we recognize status more than performance.
Yeah, somehow, yeah.
Yeah, and what one man with backbone can do is, Mr. Small.
Yeah.
1,000 man with wishbone can't do it, you know.
And front bone alone can't do it.
No, so the males among us must get more competitive, you know.
Yeah.
Because the failure rate of the males in Jamaica is much too high.
Yeah.
Thank you here, Mr. Small.
So all the writing coming on.
All the writing coming on good, you know, Mr. Small. But you know what I want to ask you to, since you bring up that?
Yeah.
I wonder if you sell the tapes them, like when you make your monologue in the morning.
Yeah.
If I can get some of your tapes to buy. Edited versions.
Edited. I don't know who have time for edited for, but I don't know if you can get it for buy. I think you can get it for buy now. But you'd have to check with, you'd have to check with the state.
Your monologue will help me in terms of motivational speeches, you know.
Yeah, what you call it, monologue?
Yo, your monologue. It's a monologue thing.
Oh. Alright.
But things them that you say, most of the things them that you say is priceless, you know, Mr. Smart.
No, man, we can't find a price, man. Thank you very much. Yes, it's a price. So one in front of it. May I look for a price right now?
Yeah, man. See if you can set up some of them tapes and tell me how I can buy them when I call back.
Yeah, boy. I have a talk to my lawyer for. Thank you very much.
Yeah, respect.
Morning and welcome to Straight Up, hello. Welcome, Straight Up, hello. Next one, text messages, you know. Jerry, Siaga has been vindicated. Remember, because of his stance on Cuba, the U.S. administration pushed him. U.S. administration pushed him, it's true. Explain that more. Explain. You think that is the U.S. administration that pushed him? I'm not sure. Explain more, please. Next one. Hail, Jerry. Where is this country, Bhutan, located? What type of regime? I'm not sure where Bhutan is. I think it's in a far east, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. Next one. Morning, Jerry. Did you see the press briefing with Sandra Faulkner and Zaka last night? Disgraceful. Zaka was crying, trying to convince himself. Remain resolute in your fight for what is right and teach them what real men are made of, Jerry. Well, as long as we have your help and all our help one another, yes, we can teach them. And remind ourselves too. And boast not ourselves. Next one, Bongo Jerry, greetings. I want you to comment on the breaking off and re-establishment on diplomatic relation with Cuba twice. Yeah, we've been doing that and we will continue. Next one. Hi, Jerry. Love you bad. You are the best. Sharon from Mobile. Well, nice hearing that from you, Sharon. Next one. Jerry, tell Garnet Puerto Rico isn't the Greater Antilles. Oh, I thought so. But in the heat of the moment, probably they deferred to him. Yes, Puerto Rico seemed to me to be in the Greater Antilles. Next one. Morning, Mr. Small. It's my firm belief. Why that's them text a Swiffy, a true man. Correction coming within minutes, seconds. Good morning, Mr. Small. It's my firm belief that the development between the U.S. and Cuba is just a progression of the upcoming Satanica. And what's the next word? Satanica, I don't know. Call again and complete that text, please. Good morning. And welcome to Straight Up, hello?
Hello, Brother Jerry?
Yes, sir, Mr.
Morning.
Mr. Coombs.
Question, is it?
Yes, sir.
Between 1922-23.
Yeah.
I would have Cuba.
Who was ruling Cuba?
Hold on. Let me tell you. My father tell me go to Cuba, either 22 or 23.
I don't know if I'm Machado.
No, I'm some man, you're Batista or something.
No, man, Batista come after that, I believe. I think Batista come for the first time in about 30-something. And then go away and come back.
You go 23.
Well, maybe. Go on.
And it's a Batista. No, you don't have one friend. But, me you say Batista, when the people go to Cuba, shot man them.
Yeah.
And castrate them.
Which man them?
Any people in the country go over there.
Yeah.
When them shot and Turkey.
Oh, if them shot and?
Yeah, yes, sir, you do.
In castrate them?
Yeah, some of you, for one man from Belfield.
Why am I trying to catch a breed at all, man?
Yeah, some of you. One man go over there and he's in castrate, but one woman go away to cook for him. And he try a different way to save the man couldn't come forward, what not until the man did.
So who shot him, make them shorter?
Yeah, man, you shot
so the little that you have shall be taken now here.
So me, and me believe I told you my Belfield. Me never see no woman go what the one who cook for him and she tell her friend them say not never go on for I must try with the man and the man will come forward. Anyway, have a good weekend.
Thank you very much, yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
All the best.
Yes, sir. All right, I think we have a music name. What name again? I think we have a music name. Cuban Blockade. Is Cuban Blockade? Cuban Blockade. Listen to this. A Dan Drummond. Not true? Not true? Don't we have it? But we should have run the numbers still now. Cuban Blockade anyway. Come, we're going to lift the Cuban Blockade and take a call. Good morning, welcome. Straight up, hello?
Morning, Bongo, man.
Yes, sir, how you go?
Yeah, man, everything good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to know if it was a UN resolution that caused the ban to be broken.
I don't think so, no. But for years, the majority of countries in the world, like almost 200 been voting against the blockade.
Yes.
And just about a handful, about 5 been voting to support it.
Yeah, no, Israel and America.
I think I just them alone, yes. Or them and yeah.
Them do it all the time, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So, may I say, if it's not a voter.
If it's not a what? A vote?
No, if it's not through the UN resolution.
Yeah.
I think that Obama want to build up his legacy because you could see that it is falling.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, him should have never approved homosexuality in America, man.
Approve homosexuality?
Yeah, marriage,
marriage. Oh, you mean legal? You mean legalize? Oh, legalize.
Yeah. You see, for them do that, me not rate him again, you know.
Yes, but remember, say, me and you do have no vote in America.
No, we don't.
So how we rate him now? No matter so much, you know, is how much the American people rate him, and most of them know, you know them kind of way. So I sympathize with you.
Yeah.
But the fact is this, that yes, it is true that when people legacy go down, they will try bolster it up. But when you do something good, like if the foolishness like pig start,
yeah,
you know, rate him for that. But if him run the next race and mash it way,
yeah,
you have to give him credit for that, and you can't just hop on there and pick him when pig starts still.
No.
You can do it still. If you want to do it, you can do it, but you're going to get left.
Yeah.
You know the blocks.
Yeah.
Like how him to get left in the block.
Yeah, so they say, you know, it's a good move, he make.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me where me and Mumble say, well, Castle do some bad things, you know.
Yeah, him do something. No, I think I said him do some things I don't do like.
Yeah.
Like for instance, him assist in the revolution where depose His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie.
Yeah, maybe I really want.
I was there all when he was there, you know. I was in Ethiopia same time with Kasha in that too, and I experienced a few little things.
Yeah, I would really want to know why he did a move like that, you know.
No, well, you see, him is the revolution was about modernization and about Marxism, so he would help them.
Okay, because that is the side he's on.
Yes, sir. Let's go to the 10 o'clock news, straight up. And we're looking for Hermann Woddy King. Hermann Woddy King in the house where I look for. Straight.
Good morning. With the latest headlines, I'm Kayla Wright. With today being declared Pump Watch Day by the Minister of Energy, Philip Paulwell, Petrojam is saying that while the movements in the market price of crude oil are generally reflected in the refined product prices, it is not the only determinant of final product prices. Petrojam says there will be variations between the prices quoted for crude oil as against finished products, but the price movements announced on a weekly basis remain competitive and are generally reflective of current market conditions for the relevant petroleum products. However, Paulwell says consumers of petrol should scrutinize the cost of fuel at gas stations today. He says consumers are to record the prices displayed at the petrol pumps and make sure that the reductions announced yesterday are reflected in the prices quoted at the filling stations. The Met Service has downgraded the flash flood warning to a flash flood watch for low-lying and flood-prone areas of all northern parishes, namely Portland, St. Mary and St. Anne, effective until 5 p.m. today. The Met Service forecast is for light to moderate and isolated heavy showers to continue affecting northern parishes into this evening, with gradual improvement expected by Friday. Sea conditions will deteriorate in the vicinity of showers and thunderstorms due to gusty wind. Fishers and other marine interests are urged to exercise caution. Militants have stormed a remote village in northeastern Nigeria, killing at least 33 people and kidnapping at least 100. According to a survivor, suspected Boko Haram militants had seized young men, women and children from Gumsuri village. The attack happened on Sunday, but news has only just emerged after survivors reached the city of Maiduguri. And those are the stories making the latest headlines. News next at 11 o'clock. Stay tuned. Straight Up with Jerry Small continues. I'm Kayla Wright.
I'm trying to remember if Siaga did change in position in the latter part of 1980s regime.
No, I don't remember that. We can
read again. Jerry, Siaga has been vindicated. Remember, because of his stance on Cuba, the U.S. administration pushed him. That means push him out. No, pushed him. Push him either mean push him up front and back him, or push him out. But it wouldn't be logical to say them push him up front. Push him out would be. Go ahead.
I remember nothing like that, you know. Me remember
the
first thing as him win in a 1980.
Yeah,
Estrada them out of the
push out Estrada. Yes.
Right? And then by 83, the next thing we know, the invasion of Grenada.
Yeah.
Right? So me know that person that is seeing for have it.
By 83, yeah.
Have it wrong.
Yeah. I need this person to send back and expand, explain, clarify.
The first man who broke Thiago embargo against Cuba was Colonel Charles.
What him to do?
You know, go to Cuba.
Whoa.
And nearly dropped down dead when him see how the place really, you see them did believe the propaganda, you know.
Yeah.
So when him go over there now, he say, he's a race of a different color, nothing like what the propagandists them a say.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it.
Yes.
And then they come on now, Bruce Golding.
Yeah. Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
Yes.
One thing before me go.
Yeah.
You know the next country you soon see America hook up back with is Iran.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the Iranian people, them not anti-American. You would more say is America anti-Iranian.
Yeah.
When the people, them did have problem with the Shah, who was America, one of them patrons. And that did cause the problem.
Yeah.
But we have to remember, say, when some Western hostages did dead down in Lebanon, his President Rafsanjani did call, well name, Sheikh Falala, and get 8 American hostage released from down there, you know.
Yeah.
Them American foreign policy schizophrenic here.
Well, you're a complaint now. Them schizophrenic, you're a complaint now.
Yes.
Them schizophrenic, but you're a complaint, you see?
Yes.
You swallow history book.
No.
Yes.
I want to tell you, I just true alive and about.
No, when we say swallow. No, a bad diagnosis me again. No, true people can explain otherwise.
Yes.
People say you swallow history book.
No, we just did a look on our.
Yeah, they know that because most of the things I mean, I remember.
I mean, in your lifetime.
Yes, sir.
You was there.
I was not Calvary, but I remember it also still.
Yeah.
And also, I was not the manger.
No.
but I wasn't too far away. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Good morning. Welcome to Straight Up. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, sir.
How are you doing? How are you doing?
Not bad. No, it's interesting how different people handle political power,
Yeah.
And, you can look at Mandela, Mugabe, Lee Kuan Yew, PSM in Jamaica, and J. Christ himself.
PSM, that's how?
Portia Simpson Miller.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I don't agree with Mr. Ramphal at all. I think that Mr. Manley did not force his views on Jamaica, and that was an honorable thing.
Yes.
But of course it is not popular to be honorable.
Yeah.
At the time of the Federation, Jerry, I was growing up in tribal central Westmoreland.
Yes.
And thought that Jamaica was going to die when the PNP did not win Federation.
Yes.
But, things have really changed, and we are now in a position where we can look hindsight at what CARICOM has brought or not brought to us.
Yeah.
And we will probably, hopefully I can assess it differently now, and didn't think that it was something that you had to do. And, I don't want to assess CARICOM, but there are some good areas of cooperation like health and security and so on, but it is well known that with economic cooperation is a big, big challenge. Things like trade, production, even the movement of persons is an extremely challenging area. There is nothing absolute about integration. People integrate and disintegrate when they think it's useful or not.
Yeah.
The EU model, which is what CARICOM and the people like Ramphal love to talk about.
Yeah.
See them going through their usual stress and strains, and England don't want to be part of it and so on.
Even England look like them want Them want to quite us, interrupt us.
Precisely. So I really don't agree with Mr. Ramphal. Different use of power in his own country in Guyana.
Yeah.
Burnham set himself up as knowing what is best for Guyana.
Yeah.
And it broke the spirit of that country, in my view.
Yeah.
That is his country.
It brought the national spirit, right?
I think so.
Where they were the Indians and Africans.
Yes, and all kinds of things. He was just too much of a despot because he set himself up above the people.
Yeah, him provoke it because I remember say him and Jagan and all those were fellow travelers and cooperators, And England, I think Britain got to him, or either Britain or America got to him like how they got to Bustamante. To Bustamante in Upper Camp and say, we're going to release you on the conditions they are split.
Well, I would prefer a Norman Manley to a Burnham any day. So I don't agree with Mr. Ramphal.
Yeah.
Cuba, I think is a good opportunity. The U.S. sort of initiative. What some people call Obama leaving with a sting in the tail.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a good opportunity for CARICOM to strengthen its relations with Cuba.
Oh, yeah.
And as you say, don't fear the competition. Go in there, work with it, and you might even benefit.
Yes, and as you were mentioning even with CARICOM, and as I said before, there's a thin line between sometimes connecting and sometimes dividing. A thin line between cooperation and competition.
And I mean, since we in CARICOM have already set the foundation of cooperation with Cuba, we have something to build on.
Yes.
And of course, we are in America's backyard, so we know how to deal with that.
Yes,
with those few words, Mr. Small, good day.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Good morning and welcome to Straight Up. Hello.
Morning, Jerry.
Welcome. Oh, yeah, Jimmy.
Yeah, man. How are you?
Yes, Mr. Solomon.
No, man, just Jimmy will do for me.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to make a few brief comments of the opportunities that and us to reflect on Cuba and other people that we have stood up for.
Yeah.
Now, we have stood up for a lot of countries in the past. We stood up many years ago when you and I were youngsters about South Africa.
Yeah.
Which Bob Marley sang about liberating Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Well, so far, South Africa and Zimbabwe have had two totally different paths.
Yeah.
South Africa is now considered one of the BRICS, an emerging economy or developing rapidly.
Yeah.
And we are not a part of it. And, well, perhaps it was a good idea not being a part of Zimbabwe at the time with Mr. Mugabe and his later turns in life. But now we have stood up for Cuba all along.
Yeah.
All I'm saying to you is let's examine some facts coming forward. We have a trade agreement, that is CARICOM as a trade agreement signed with Cuba.
Yeah.
Many years now. And if you look at the trade with Cuba, we are not doing anything.
Yeah.
And the second point is Jamaican business persons, Mr. Jonissa and others, went in Cuba. They were threatened by the Americans. Now they're out.
Yeah.
Now, we have opportunities here for us, with a change of stance on Cuba.
Yeah.
Some of our major banks here, in fact, the Canadian banks here, from Canada, who have no disagreements with Cuba,
yeah,
are trading, are providing access, financial security in doing trading with Cuba.
Yeah.
So here it opens up an opportunity for us, which nobody has started to discuss yet.
Yeah.
The Scotia Bank, First Caribbean.
I think even Digicel.
Yes, and also even NCB should start to look around being threatened by what was the previous American attitude towards financing of trade between Jamaica and Cuba, because it's something. We're not trading anything significant with Cuba. No, we keep on talking about it in diplomatic terms like cultural engagement and this, and so it's not making any money for us to go over there and do a limbo dance or something. What we really want to be doing is looking at things that can help Jamaica, who has been Cuba's friend for the longest time, to be a part of the emerging world that Cuba will be. Let us look at the competitiveness of Cuba. Cuba has a more educated, relevantly educated population than Jamaica. Two, now that they are opening up, and it will be gradual, but let us figure. Cuba's medical research and pharmaceutical industry can rival some of those huge things like Merck and all those huge international companies. They have been prevented from taking the world stage, and now we're saying Mr. Obama is giving them a pass to the central stage. We, on the other hand, have Dr. Henry Lowe and his research, which is minuscule at the moment in terms of what Cuba has accomplished over these last 50 years. So here is an opportunity for us with our friends. But we are going to sit down and bask in our glory, that we have liberated like Cuba. But we need to understand that more further than diplomatic relations, there is business relations there. Things that can be done. And, on a humorous note, you spoke this morning, I heard you about the Cubans with the old cars. You know that every old Chevy and those things that they have over there is worth more than a Jaguar in Jamaica today.
Exactly. So last night when I was thinking about it, I said to myself, a lot of Americans going to want to be buying out some of those old classics out of Cuba. Not just because they are classics, but because of the preservation.
Because of Cuba, because
and them value
in the car market,
Yes, and them value more, as you say.
I saw one sale some years ago of some old Mercedes Benz. And the price was phenomenal because it was being driven, it was driving Hitler.
Function, yes.
But I can see the Cuban thing, having a Chevy or one of those things, the old time Impala and those times, in America, that was being restored and maintained in Cuba, is of greater value than even just the normal second-hand.
That's why I mentioned it because that's why I mentioned because the exact same thing was passing through me last night, lying on thinking, say that is going to be even a greater price.
But I think that we must be strategic. We must think that it is not that. To tell you the truth, when we talk about CARICOM, I can already see that we are talking about it on the radio here now, but I could see a plane load of Trinidadian businessmen already leaving for Cuba.
Yes. Look here.
We have to be proactive.
I forgot fly you into the studio here soon.
All right.
Thank you very much.
It's a near flight, but think about these things.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Welcome to Straight Up. Hello. Morning. Welcome. Straight Up.
Morning, Jerry.
How you doing?
All right.
Thanks.
Bhutan, Jerry.
Yes, I got a text message correcting me. I hope you're doing the same thing.
It is in the Himalayas.
Yeah.
Northeast of India.
Oh, yeah.
Between Nepal.
Was it you calling and giving me the information earlier?
No, man.
Somebody else just calling and said Bhutan is roughly between the border of India, China, and Nepal.
Right.
That area, yes.
In the Himalayas.
Yeah, man, go ahead, sir.
That's what I called to tell you.
Well, thank you very much, boy.
Yeah,
straight up, the straight up family up on the ball.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, sir. Put straight up on the map.
Yeah, well.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Welcome to Straight Up, hello. Yes, me I.
Give thanks and praise, man. Rastafari.
Say, man.
I have to give thanks to Cuba too, and give thanks to Castro as much as things go down away them time there, you know?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know, saying everything you have good and you have bad, same way.
Yeah.
Good and bad work together, you know, from one or the other.
Them work together?
Yeah, man, them work alongside each other, positive and negative, you know, man.
I know about dispute.
Eh?
I would say positive and negative work together sometimes. Yes, I would say that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, me like the energy is just small, but me I say, even though America was the one who closed the door and have the key, Mr. Small. I'm wondering if them really come and say, boy, yeah, man. Me know some me lock the door in and me have the key, but yeah, what? I can't open the door here now.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
Yeah, man, yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So, right now, I talk about the competition, you know, Mr. Small. A competition right there in tourism is the gate open right now, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know, say, I don't mind though.
No, it can be cooperation too.
Yeah, man. Because you see, if a competition develop there, sir,
yeah,
we have a better cooperation with the government of Jamaica and its own citizens, Mr. Small.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, and that's what we need. You will start see your own citizen now instead of look over your citizens to see the visitor.
Yes.
You will start pay attention to your people now.
I think the Jamaican people will benefit greatly from a closer association with Cuba and find out how people live and how people change things and learn from the mistakes also, not only learn from them successes. And the Jamaican government go and get more respectful. Anytime the Jamaican people link with the Cuban people more, the Jamaican government have to start respect people more.
Yes, because remember, you know, even though they are close neighbors and we and them are friends, you know, Mr. Small, there was a tension still in that just because of our great ally, America, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because through them our greatest trading partner, as Fenton Ferguson said.
Yeah.
And them have the key and lock them out, you know, Mr. Small. Them really are watch the relationship we have with them, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But
so we really want the competition to go on.
Yeah.
Pay attention to him own citizen.
Yeah.
And fill up the thing, Mr. Small, and make us fill up the ganja first before Cuba take it, Mr. Small.
Well, that me I say.
Yes, man, and the Rasta man must be at the forefront of the ganja running.
I will for Rasta man they are Cuba, you know. But most of them focus more on the teachings of Bob Marley more than Haile Selassie. But because information kind of restrict, and because Cuba did move against Ethiopia, plenty of them can open to protect Selassie. But this is not about worship, this is about learning. But I forgot, but there's a thing just slipped me. Yes, here it is now. We don't want to be like Cuba and Jamaica on the corner. We don't want to be like a sex worker up on the corner. And when we see the big American car drive up, we just we're frightened over it. And we're afraid.
We are learn, man. We just use Cuba as a model, you know. It's a great model, Mr. Small.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much. Yeah,
and we can build from that, you know.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Good morning. Welcome to Straight Up, hello. Morning. Welcome. Straight Up, hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Hey, how are you doing, ma'am?
I am great, thank you.
Still, thank you very
much. And I have great news.
Yeah?
You know, always complaining.
Yes, yes.
Well, you see your lady who answered the phone?
Yes.
She did exactly what I've been crying for years.
I see her smile there.
Yes, you know what she did?
Her name rhyme with your own. Matter of fact, her character rhyme with your own. For she is coy.
Well, and she's Miss Kanisha, right?
Yes.
Yes, you know, she came back and she told me I'm second in line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I know how long I have to wait.
Yeah.
So that is great. I mean, this is really what we've been hoping for.
I've had to be avoiding calling her name to some other young ladies because if I call her name and tell them how Kenisha do it, they're going to get jealous. No, they
don't have to get jealous. They just have to make sure that they all do it. That's all.
No, then, yes.
That is what we want. We're going to raise the standard.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Listen, This is, I mean, have you looked at your JPS bill for December?
No, I stopped looking for it.
Well, I wanted to look carefully because that $250 or whatever incentive that used to be there is missing.
Oh, yes?
So I don't know if people are paying attention
All right, we're going to go for a break, and when you come back, you explain it because it's very key. It's a key. Welcome back to Straight Up. I'm your host, Jerry Small. And you are telling us about the incentive that was.
Yes, the incentive, the $250 incentive.
Yeah, if you pay on time.
You get they subtract $250. However, if you don't pay a bill on time, it's the $250 plus GCT.
Yes.
All right. So I'm not sure if this is a glitch, an error, or they're just testing the waters, because you know how these people do it.
Yeah.
They want increases.
Yeah.
And they want to see if people paying attention.
Yeah. So you have paid your bill on time?
Me?
Yeah.
It's not yet due.
Oh.
Or the last pay date is not due yet.
But you see a neglect of the incentive?
What you mean?
You see them don't give the incentive
it's
this
not
month?
on the bill at all. It's not there.
Yeah.
It's not there at all. So I'm not sure what that means. If they are testing to see if people will complain and then they don't put it back, because some people don't pay attention to the details on their bills.
Exactly. And most of the time you hear some good news in a commerce. It's an introductory offer, you know. Little more you hear say it's not there again.
Well, another thing.
And you hear them talk fast?
Who?
After them tell you the nice thing, go and go hear the conditions apply.
Conditions apply.
And then now if you claim a lawsuit, them just play it back for you and say, you never hear it, say condition apply.
And the fine print.
No, but the fast talking is fine print in sound.
Yes, you got it. The other one that really upsets me is Cable and Wireless Lime.
Yeah.
Because they are not going to be giving hard copy bills anymore.
Yeah.
And they're going to put to make e-bills.
Yes.
And I'm saying not everybody who receives bills will have a computer.
An email address.
That's right. And then they're going to charge you $260 something.
Yeah. Unless you're over 65, and if you're even over 65, you have to go apply to them.
No, but the point is, people retired at 60. Women retired at 60.
Yeah.
So I think this is upsetting, because you have people everybody who pays electricity bills, phone pays for landlines.
Yeah.
Don't have computers.
No.
And I think they're obligated to give people their paper bills.
Look here, let us go into it some more tomorrow.
Yes.
Because we have a guest here and 2 more phone calls.
I don't want people to call and raise hell about it, because if you just sit down and keep quiet, they'll just press along.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. Yeah?
Okay, good.
Good morning. Welcome to Straight Up. We have to be quick because... So it is good morning and welcome. Straight Up. Hello? Hello? Are you there? Next one.
Morning.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Morning.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Yes, I'm speaking about the balance of power in the world.
Yes, sir.
A lot of things that you see going on right now with Cuba, the gas price, most of it is because of what is going on with President Putin.
Oh.
So, this is how the world balance each time.
Yeah.
When you have these activities going on, where this is something like a Cold War out to start.
Yeah.
The more countries like America can suck up, they're gonna do it. Most of these things, although this one is definitely a legacy of Obama. Definitely is the balance of power create all of this thing. The gentleman I called earlier on though about Zimbabwe and South Africa. 2 different places I can't compare. One totally run by African people.
Yeah.
The other one it mixed with Europeans.
Yeah.
So you can't match both of them because the outside health is totally different.
Influence.
Meaning that Europe and the rest of the world will assist South Africa. They won't assist a country like Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. Just a minute. We're kind of short that time because of a little schedule here. Is the first time you call?
No.
By the way, you know that Mugabe's wife is being set up to take over from him?
Yes, I heard that.
Yeah, who's setting her up?
Must be the European.
No, man. Mugabe has set her up, but to our next day you're calling and we'll get some more time.
Yes.
Because it's interesting what you're saying. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Good morning. Welcome to Straight Up. Hello.
Greetings, Jerry.
Go on. Yes, sir.
The Cuban people position, their stance is being vindicated by what is happening.
Yeah.
And we must not think it is to the benefit of Cuba that America is acting.
Yeah.
But America has been the beneficiary of significant medical technology
that
they have purchased from Cuba in the past.
Yeah.
And hoping to get much more of that, of course. But I think the most significant factor in what is happening is that America has been, that is the USA, has been isolated in a number of organizations in Latin America, like ALBA and like UNOSOR, which are uniting the South American countries and the Central American countries and excluding America.
Yeah.
And they're becoming more significant, in this time. So I think that is one of the big motivations of America to accept Cuba, because Cuba is the sore point with foreign relationships with America. If you can't have friendly relationships with Cuba and remain with friends with America in the past.
Yeah.
So they've been isolated by that movement right now. So the whole thing is to reduce that isolation, I think.
Yeah, man. Yeah, very thoughtful, man. You're bringing some things about the Alba and them, that plenty of people not remembering.
That's the Bolivarian Association, the people in Central America, Venezuela, and Bolivia, Peru, and those countries.
Yeah.
They are members of the Alba, which the B stands for Bolivaria and whatever else.
Yeah, the countries that Bolivar influenced them,
their independence,
them nation and independence. Yeah, just like Che Guevara was like a 20th century Bolivar.
Right.
Yeah,
so that is one of the big points to see. But I congratulate the Cuban people because, their international stand from Southern African military involvement up to the Ebola front line.
Yeah.
It is really heroic,
Yeah, true.
Right.
Well, thank you very much, yes, sir.
All right, then.
Yeah, you'll be most interested now, I guess. I'm going to play up 2 little pieces of music to introduce him. Herman Woddy King in the house, yeah. With my brethren. Tennis selling, what you say? We're going to play some music first afterward. Little piece side, because we can't go right through it. I'm going to introduce his music. Welcome to the studio, Herman King, Woddy King. What go on, man?
Well, the world goes round. Let me say greetings to one and all in the name of Jah Rastafari. Bless him.
Yeah, boy. It's really good for have you here. I'm going to give my brother now. Tennis Stalin. You have a next name you want the public, no? Yeah, man. Anyway. And bring it about even sooner than, than I expected. Now, when me a little boy coming up, especially when me reach 10, 11, you always hear some big boy and some big man. Big boy, I mean, elder teenager and some big man from 20 go up and thing where, boy, most of the youth, them admire, because, them set an example. And when me a 10, 11, man, me I tell you, a Herman King and another man like them, man, we start hear about and hear of them exploits as man who stand up as man from them a teenager. Now Herman King come from a very well-known Jamaican family, well-known from at least from in the 40s. Your father, what your father full name again?
Well, John King was his name, as a man on the waterfront, popular pilot.
Yes, sir.
And the mother was Miss Iris,
yes.
Iris King, great young politician.
Yeah, man. Now the first female mayor.
Yes, she was the first female mayor. And then later on, member of parliament.
Yes.
She even did a short stint as speaker and
of the house.
Yes.
In the 50s.
Yes. She from in the 40s she was really active in that first election, 1944.
Yeah.
We used to live in East Kingston, so she was working with
Florizel.
The
brown bomber, Florizel glass pool.
Yes. You know, in his early days, Florizel was not a great speaker.
Yeah.
And at meetings, especially on Guilford Street,
yes.
Mrs. Amy Jakes Garvey, young wife of Honorable Marcus, who used to open the meetings along with Iris.
Yes.
And they were fiery speakers.
I tell you.
And got the crowd hot.
Yes, sir.
And then they would bring on Sir Florizel.
Yeah, man. And as you mentioned, Amy Jakes Garvey, you should have known, say, our family come from Haiti. They Jacques. But in Jamaica, in English speaking, we start calling them Jakes. And them do a major amount of land in that area called the whole of Jakes land on Jakes Road. Amy Jakes Garvey family land them then. A matter of fact, it helped to bail out Marcus when certain financial problem come. But I love the background where you help me with.
Yes, Frank Garden whole personality that died recently.
Yeah.
Frank Garden told me that when Marcus was courting Amy Jakes, and the family was like going to church, and so Marcus had to walk behind them. That was seemed to be a whole time practice.
Yes.
And but it was really a prominent family.
Yeah, man. Yes. Etiquette and thing.
Yes.
All right, we're going to come back to Herman King and life in them time. And a matter of fact, eventually I believe Herman Woddy King become even more prominent in the annals, well, in the minds of Jamaican people, especially the youth, even than them two well-known pioneering parents. Let's go for a break and come back. Welcome back to Straight Up. I'm in the studio here with my brethren, Herman Woddy King, and let me tell you that all of a time over the years, especially since 1965, you know, all of people, my brethren and other people, you know, I encourage me and I give me some credit, and me and my brethren some credit, and I say, boy, some changes take place, and because, you know, for the first time, them see some youth come up out of some middle income family, so-called middle class, but I could call it middle income family, you know. I defend African, I defend Rastafari, and I have to tell them, say, no, man, you're a joke. They say, if I hear about man like Herman King, a man like, my brethren from Water Commission, the name again, man, used to go to Excelsior too. I still remember him name, man, come live up in the tavern, you know him too. Them man, they are a Rasta youth from in the 40s and late 40s and Sterret. Now if people don't know about Sterret and them man, I know so them man they usually go to high school. Woddy King come from prominent family, go to high school. And them man they defend the faith and the movement sometime from before me born and when me a little boy. So me have to correct them. And I remember the first time I lay eye upon Woddy King after hearing many legendary things is one day, I think it's in 1959 at Sabina Park. It's either champs or a football match it finish, and you know we are stream out of this Sabina Park and I see a big car man with some man in it and some youth and some, and my brethren will always tell me Churchill need to have him wife now, who was his girlfriend from that time, Miss McLean, I forget her first name. My friend sister. I tell him about Herman and Woddy, but and then him show me the car and say, boy, Woddy King that, you know, and everybody my pass, the whole crowd, everybody know them, you know, because, you know, them stand up as youth and stand up with backbone from them time. And then now, I talking a little bit too long, then now through Edgar Barton and Junior Martin and them youth, the Juicy and them kind of youth, them just leave school. Get to know him closer, you know, but from a distance, because a little boy have to keep a distance, you know, 1960 them time. Yes, Woddy?
Yeah. Well, in my time, Rastafarian doctrine and life was more like given to people in West Kingston, even East Kingston, but at a level not the level of what you would call the uptown people.
Yeah.
And as a youth growing up, I grew up in that more uptown scene. You know, you grew up in church. Your parents,
professional
people, and at no time at all were you told about activities in the world such as Africa, and all your knowledge was given to a more narrow scope, such as even in school, you know, you do history, you do English history, literature, you do English literature, and so your education was pointed towards England. You know, you go to a function or you go to the theater and they play God Save Our Gracious Queen.
Yeah.
You have to stand up.
Yes, imagine.
Yes.
Before every movie.
Every movie, or even in a dance, as a matter of fact. There is an incident which stays in my memory, which was a fundraiser for the PNP that my mother, you know, she always have to have a group and them have them fundraising. So, at the end of the dance, the band have to play God Save Our Gracious Queen. And there was 3 soldiers there, 2 black and 1 white from a park camp. And when the band started playing, the white soldier get up and stand to attention. And the black man's almost there talking as if they didn't even know. So the white man turned around to them and said, "Get up and stand up, don't you hear the playing God Save the Queen?" And you know, one of the black soldiers get up and fetch that white man a box. And he fell flat on his back. And he sat back down and started to resume the conversation with his black brethren.
Yes.
And that thing stayed in my mind, you know. I said, but this is a man of substance, because I never see why, you know, this queen that was so far away had to get so much respect.
Yeah.
Yes. That was a typical situation that inspired me to be more of a rebel.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Then now, as I say, about 1959-60 through, I don't remember Edgar Barton, but them you there in the year that I spent holiday in around Lindsay Crescent and Don Robin and them places. And Juicy, the man used to go Georges, and a couple of other man like that, Junior Martin. You know, I kind of see how close on them kind of way. Then no man like Howell, you know, Monty Howell, Leonard Howell's son.
Oh, yes, yes.
Up to the other day, Monty tell me how, you know, the youths in the area, even him live in a Spanish town here, a Pinnacle and them way there. A whole lot of the youths in the Spanish town here used to gravitate around you, and it was an example to him, even though him have him father as an example. So he was a great example to them young man there.
Yes, I did live in a Spanish town for a while until the police got to me over there. I tried to impart to the youth some of what I had picked up and learned in East Kingston.
Yeah.
In the University of Rockford.
I tell you.
And there was all the great people around, Count Azzy.
Yeah.
You know, everybody at a camp.
Yeah.
And Count Azzy's camp, there was great people in that camp, like one Paddy Knox, now deceased.
Paddy Knox, yeah.
Keith Sterrett.
Yeah.
Count Phil, more Alvaranga.
Yeah, yeah.
Who was really the elder. And there was a lot of knowledge to be gained from these patriarchs.
Yeah.
Because they were great readers, and you could sit and learn a lot and learn about the struggles in Africa for independence, you know, about people like Nkrumah, Kenyatta, His Majesty Empress Haile Selassie, who was a great inspiration to me as a black king in Africa.
Yeah.
And previous to that, you know, we hear about Marcus, but never got any details about his works and his struggles or his books. But in East Kingston, they would point me towards those people and towards those works. And the struggle that they had to go through to get their independence, because England and the Queen that we had to worship did not want these people to be free, because they wanted to be able to suck out the minerals out of their country.
Yeah.
To get richer.
And the cheap labor, yeah.
And then the cheap labor, which was next to slavery.
Yeah.
So I did admire Nkrumah. I did admire Kenyatta and the Mau Mau.
Yeah.
The Kikuyu tribe. And even though they were brutalized by the English forces, they stood up strong and fought for their independence and their freedom. And then I remember His Majesty getting together with this OAU.
Yeah, man.
You know, trying to get into organized Africa togetherness.
Yeah, man.
And that went back even to Marcus, because Marcus' idea was that black people would not get the respect or the progress that they needed unless they had a country, which he always spoke about Africa for the Africans.
Yeah, man.
And I know that he wanted to establish a
continental organization.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Africa. But they had a very stiff fight, because even though the Europeans, countries such as France, England, and Germany to an extent, had benefited from exploitation in Africa, and had to eventually give them freedom. They did not really want to do it, because Africa was too valuable in terms of minerals that they could enrich themselves of. And they still maintain a struggle to keep them from getting full free.
Yeah.
And if you look at South Africa today, even though they let Mandela out of Robben Island prison, but as far as I can see, apartheid is still alive.
Yeah, them still up on top.
Yeah, because they control the economy.
Yeah.
They control the army.
Yes, and the army and the laws, that's true, man.
Right.
We have to go for the 11 a.m. headline news. Just sit tight, I'm going to come back.
The lion said, I am king and I reign. The I reign in this land. King of kings and Lord of lords, the lion say.
Yes, welcome. Welcome back to Straight Up. I'm your host, Jerry Small. And we're going into the third hour of the program. And there's a reason why I play that music. It's obvious. Because we have Herman Woddy King here. And I was telling you about the Kings. Yeah, they haven't mentioned him brother yet, Bentley, and the next couple one I didn't know. I'm have to remind about some of them. But as Herman was saying, one of the last things, how much in learning of all of the great African freedom fighters that were still present and living after Marcus Garvey passed away in 1940. It was the King of Kings, Haile Selassie, who him recognized as being the first among equals, even establishing the continental organization that Marcus Garvey dreamed of and worked towards. By the way, Woody, Michael King was a goalie for Jamaica one time?
Yes.
Is that relative?
George's used to be keep for first.
Yeah.
And then Jamaica. One of a great set of goalie we have Ronnie Cooper and Michael King and some great goalkeepers, yes.
He was a relative?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Because the Kings them kind of scatter far and wide.
Yeah.
But I remember that man as a great goalkeeper, yes.
I think he must keep for Jamaica while he was keeping for Georges, while still in school. He might keep a 1 or 2 match in Jamaica.
I can't be sure.
I know, yeah.
At that age, you know, my attention was really concentrated in the Rastafari movement.
Yes, yes.
You know, I just couldn't be the normal so-called middle class person that I was trained to be.
Yes.
Because so many things was happening around me that but anyway, I recall the name.
Yeah.
And I do know that we could possibly be family, but I can't be sure.
Yeah, but I know that my goal when I got JC, Richard Tellwell, while he was at school, him keep for Jamaica. And the headmaster punished him because I never get permission from the headmaster for keep for Jamaica. Can you imagine? Get punished.
Well, Richard Tellwell, though, more familiar to me as a manager for the Mystic Revelation.
Mystic Revelation, I tell you, man.
You know.
Never remember that.
His brother Michael.
Yes.
Was also great even from younger days. They used to come around where I used to live, and at the time I used to go to sea, seaman, apprentice pilot, and they was always very interested in hearing what I had to say.
Great.
So I could tell from an early age that there was progressive thinking.
Yes, man.
Yes. Michael did a great work in that book that he wrote about
Stokely Carmichael, Kwame Ture.
Yes, and Ready for Revolution.
Yes, man. Him give me a copy personally.
Yes, that book cover a lot of struggle.
Yes.
And even in that book, there is something I learned that really shocked me. Because when they were in that period, they were doing the bus rides.
Yes.
Trying to register the black people.
To vote in the South.
To vote in the election.
Yeah.
And having great resistance from the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah.
That used to kill some of these school kids from up north who went south to, and Stokely was among them. He found out that on one estate where they pick cotton, and there used to be slaves, and the people live on it still was next to slavery, called sharecroppers.
Yeah.
And he found that one estate was owned by Her Majesty the Queen of England.
I tell you, imagine.
Can you imagine that?
In America, we're independent,
yes.
200 years.
Either in Louisiana or Mississippi. So, you know that the Queen of England used to have slaves, you know, working for nothing. And that goes even for some of the churches. Because I also found out that there is this great school in Barbados called Codrington College. And that school was funded by a estate owned by one Lord Codrington. And when Lord Codrington was about to retire to go back to England, he left the estate 300 acres with many hundreds of slaves for the church who ran Codrington College. So that the church was also
beneficiary,
an owner,
slave owner.
Yes.
And the slave them finance the higher education, the college.
Yes. So you know that a lot of torture was meted out to the slaves to keep them steady at the work. Yes.
Now talking about torture, slavery, imprisonment and them thing. When I look a boy, I believe I hear that you would test the law somewhere in a Spanish town, because them not trim off your ear, not so.
Yes, in the Spanish town, a lot of the youths used to gather around on the banks of the Reconciliation. And
near to Flatbridge or far?
No, this was away from
Tredegar Park kind of way?
Yes, more...
Pandera Bank?
Yes, more... Monk Street.
Monk Street, yes.
Run right down.
Near Jago and them places.
Right. So we used to be on the banks in the days reading and reasoning. And a lot of the youths used to get around. So they seemed to get the idea that I was a troublemaker. So now 14 of them came in my house one day and grabbed me and police and exert brutality, and I couldn't manage the whole 14.
I know so he's a man who physically brave still.
Yes. But they did trim me.
On the spot or the station?
Well, at the station, because for them to come and drag me out of the house and carry me down to the station, and they trim me and lock me up and put some false
charge,
just to keep me there. But anyway, when we had the court, there was a famous...
You did ear on or you did dreadlock?
Ear on. And there was a famous Irish lawyer named Peter Evans.
Man, I tell
who
you.
used to defend the Rasta people.
Yes.
And he was there on my behalf. And the judge was one Zaka, who I think is the father
of the subsequent Chief Justice. Or of this Zaka?
No, there is a Zaka who is head of the
PSOJ. Oh, yes. So
I think is his father.
So that is the one who must have later become the Chief Justice?
Yes. But he was a very fair man. So he asked them, why you trim this man? And the police tell him, oh, he had lice in his head. So he asked him, he say, and how did you find out this? He say, he saw the lice crawling across my ear. And so he say, stand up to a distance and show me how far you were when you saw this lice crawling. And when the policeman stood up, he said, you're a liar. Because he's looking at the policeman and he could not
make out,
tell if there was anything small on his ear. And then eventually I won the case. and he awarded a sum of money, which I did not really rate the money, but the act that was done by this Chief Justice, you know, to show fairness, and to know that from then on they could not trim any Rasta people.
It set a precedent, break down with barrier.
Yes, because they used to beat and trim
at will, man,
as they like.
Yeah. Now that is one of the reasons why when me a little boy, I hear things like that about you and about few other man, and boy, I really have to respect and gravitate towards the doctrine. But hear this now. Was this before Henry, 1960, or it was after 1960?
This was before.
Yes.
Because long after I had left Spanish Town, you know, and go back over in Kingston, and then Reverend Henry, you know, who was a man who tried to bring a revolution, it seems, in Jamaica, and brought his son and the son's friends to Jamaica. And I think he was a little bit before his time, because Jamaica wasn't ready for revolution. And it's still not ready, but nevertheless he tried, and it eventually resulted in the death of his friend, of his son, and his son's friend, because they went up in Red Hills and had this camp and was training, and the soldiers and went up and they killed a couple of the soldiers and had to run away in the hills. But the same people that they were fighting for went and called the police when they fell asleep.
Betray them.
At a house in Spanish Town. Yes.
Yeah, man, I remember those days. Now, I just want to call a few names, and you just give me a few, just like a reminiscence, because there's so many people when I think of when I think about you and your youth days and your leadership and thing. Now, plenty of people, just give me a little 1 minute sketch of an next famous legendary man, like yourself, Jeff Fawkes. Tell me what Jeff Fawkes was about.
Jeff Fawkes was a man in Rockfort who was a defender of the Rastafarian movements, very close to Countessy, and he was a very strong and powerful person
physically,
who was known for defeating many policemen, because at the time they were up in Homestead Road Gully.
Yes.
You know, there was that's where the Rockfort movement started.
Yes, that's what I'm called part of McGregor Gully.
Yes, the top part.
Tikis and them, man.
But the bottom part, no. That was where Countessy and Brotherfield and even Sterrett, everybody started down there.
Yes.
But the police used to terrorize them, you know, and Jeff Fawkes was a man who was not afraid. So Jeff, when the police arrived, he was reputed to be able to defeat up to like 10, 12 police. He would throw them away.
Yes. Legendary, man. But just before I get back to the next one of them figure, you know, the Fitzhenley family, you and them are relative. Famous Fitzhenley family, where the youngest, well-known one was Abka Fitzhenley, that great young journalist. But the Fitzhenley family was the most famous family of educators, especially in commercial education and stenography and typing and court reporting and them things.
Yes.
And them teach them children at home. They don't send them children to go to school.
Yes.
You and them are relative.
Yeah. Indirectly, because the old man Fitzgerald was my godfather.
Wow.
And my father was the godfather of Trevor.
Oh, yes. Tekla McFit, yes.
Yes. But he was famous because he was an expert in shorthand.
Yes.
And he invented his own type of shorthand.
Yes.
Which was quicker than Pitman's.
Yes, improved. Yeah.
Pitman's was the
world standard.
Yes, of the day. So that man had a large family right at the top of Camperdown Road.
Yes.
And he never sent any of them to school.
Yes.
I think the only one that went was
Trevor. Later went to KC.
That went to KC.
That's the only one out of almost about 11 children.
Right.
And all of them brilliant and exceed.
All of them were brilliant, and eventually, I think all of them had a school for themselves.
Yeah.
After.
Yeah. Each one
and
of them.
It's only since the advent of computer.
Yeah.
That their science seemed to fade away.
Yes. By the way, a brethren when we meet at your yard in the 60s, Mario. Mario did come from Jamaica. Is a Ray-Tongue man or is a Cuban?
Mario Wedderburn was a Jamaican family. More, some people high brown.
Yes.
And in my mind, he was one of the people that carried me to and introduced me to the Virgin in Rockford.
Yes.
But I usually call him the blackest brown man because he always have literature relating to the black struggle.
Yes, man.
And pass them on and good reasoning. Yes.
So our next virgin used to do either air conditioning or electrical work named John Willoughby. He marry a relative. You know John?
Yes, man. Yes. I used to call him Old England. John was more closer to George Myers.
Yes, George Myers, man. Yeah, man.
That we used to call him Kushchev.
Yeah, him look like Marx. Him look all like Marx.
He was a Marxist.
Yeah, man. And the man them introduced Walter Rodney, you know.
Yes.
When Walter Rodney come out. Because the man there, talk about him, man. Go on.
He was in a group at the time. I believe even your brothers was close to that group, or maybe
either the Young Soldiers League or the Unemployed Workers Council.
Right, there was a part of that.
Yes.
And years later, when we were at Harborview, constructing Harborview, we had a strike.
Yes.
And we tried to, George and them tried to form a union to represent us. But it couldn't work out in the time. And we had to join BITU because it was a PNP government, a PNP union representing the workers at the time, a PNP owner, which was the Matalans. And eventually it caused a struggle out of Harborview there because they brought in a lot of thugs, to break the strike. And I remember one of them saying to me one day at the gate, by this time we were on the outside and they were inside. And he said, "Oh, you try to bring back Buster." But it wasn't political,
No. Strategic.
It was a strategic move. And Buster come to Central and bail me twice over a day.
What you say? Bail for doing what?
We had fight at the gate with these thugs.
Yes.
And we tried to reclaim back the site.
Yes, and the bargaining rights. Huh?
And so on.
You have to discipline them.
Yes, but we get the discipline because it was the bad man them plus the police against us. We couldn't manage them.
Talking about manage, I remember I hear that about the Queen. One of our brethren did have a Austin princess where used to belong to the governor. And more time with tour night, just like I used to tour in my Oldsmobile. We have all the pipe in the car, but through the car look like Governor General car. When police see it pass him, salute. And more time we used to buck you up a Pilot Francis, you had to go, a Roderick Francis, you had to go with Bonnie Francis, him son, we have to smoke. Al Scott was the driver, famous radio announcer. But you remember my Austin princess?
Yeah, man. And I remember Al Scott very well.
Yeah, man.
Because he was not a Rasta man, but he was always close.
Yes.
You know?
Fellow traveler.
I remember one day we at Gunboat Beach.
Yeah.
You know, playing football in the sun there, and another good brethren, Michael Martin.
Yes, Mikey Martin, yeah, man.
Yes, who used to run
the sound that Emperor Fate.
Try tackle Al Scott, you know, with a slide tackle.
Yeah.
And I'll turn on him in such a sweet, nice way.
Yeah.
That my foot stick up in the sand.
What? Al Scott actually play a test match for West Indies, or was a series?
Yes, it was against India.
Yeah.
But he wasn't very successful because the Indian batsmen scored a lot of runs off him. So. But his father was a test match player for West Indies. For a while.
Yeah, man. We're going to go for a break and come back. Very interesting here having Herman Woddy King in the studio. We have about half hour more to go, fortunately. I don't know if we can loan a phone call. Shut up. Yeah, man, remember independence in 1962, them have a series of street dance all about for the people who enjoy themselves in independence. So you have street dance, and that starts street dance at Jamaica, you know. Street dance at Mulline Square, downtown, Harbour View. Remember, I go to one at Mulline Square, Carlos Malcolm I play. Different band. I go to one out at Harbour View. Guess who at the band? No Counters, eh? And I remember now I go up one up at Grand Spain Road. And at this time I see a big pickup I drive through the crowd, a whole heap of young Rasta man in there. A blue pickup, you know. And when me looking at the back, I see Junior Martin with them trombone. And them a play and the man I chant Babylon gone. Now August 62, me a little boy, me have to admire them. But all of them man is man will learn and come up amongst you with it. As you say, Saggy and Juicy and all of them whole heap of you there.
Yes, that was one of the set of intelligent people that went to high school and seem to have had similar feelings like myself in terms of not accepting the type of life that they were trained for, but were attracted to the Rastafarian movements and the Rastafarian life. And I'm really proud of them because it enriched their type of stature, enriched the Rastafarian movement, and also in Spanish Town there was a lot of young intelligent people, and I always give thanks for the choices that they make.
Yes.
And it all make us more rounded.
Yes.
Because, you know, in tune with nature, in tune with what's happening in the world. Not
why I take the word out of my mouth. I just going to say, the youth, them was attracted to Rastafari, youth, them are more amongst man like you. Develop a world view which was far advanced of the people them will just go to college and just have a little island view or a commonwealth view. The world view is one of the greatest things. And knowing the world, understanding the world. May I tell you, take the word of the moment, man. The world view.
Yes, because if you look at the map and look within yourself, Jamaica is, you can't even see it. Mark you, many great things happen here.
Yeah.
And great people arise, especially in the field of athletics.
Yes.
But at the same time, there are so many things going on around the world.
Yeah.
That you need to be cognizant of all of that, and it will make you a more rounded person. And this was what I used to value the time in the Rastafarian movement for, because Rastafarians love to reason, and in those days, no matter where they are, they would sit and reason about things that is happening even far away but affect us. And today I'm proud and glad to know that the American people decide to take some of the weight off Cuba.
Yes, sir.
Because Cuba is a very great nation. Great in medicine, great in their assistance that they give to all poorer nations, even right in the Caribbean today.
Yeah.
Even as far away as Africa.
Yeah.
Because if you remember, Angola was about to fall to
South Africa.
The
white South African was going to capture.
White South African.
Capture Angola, Mozambique.
Right. And they had an ally in the midst named Jonas Savimbi.
Yes, yes.
Who was fighting
Frelimo and them
to help the South African capture Angola.
Yes. Like a Butterlazy, yeah.
Angola was a socialist country, and Fidel sent over the Cuban troops, and they were the one that saved Angola from being captured, because they were great in warfare also.
Yeah, man. And military aid.
Yes. And I think what Obama has done, even though it will need the Congress, they say, to lift the blockade, but that first step,
yeah, man,
I think is very important.
Yeah, because diplomatic relation, he alone, him can't do it by himself without them. So that's a great first step. Embassy and travel and all them things, like, great.
Oh yes, yes, yes. And we wish Fidel and Raul good health and strength.
Why may I tell you, it's so great for know, say, Castro live to see this happen. After him, about 10 or 11 presidents serve and some dead, he left him and when we are youth, him little older than we, I do that, because from him a teenager, him started struggling before him even enter university as a last student.
Oh yes. And that revolution was 1959.
Yeah.
But he survived many attempts on his life.
Assassination attempt. Yeah.
You know, they try everything.
Yeah, man.
To kill him.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's still alive and well.
Yeah.
Even though he hand over to his young
man, but that's great, him hand over before the time.
Yes.
Strategically.
Yes.
And it's not just a family thing, it's because I know him can trust him, brother.
Yes. When I look at the help he gave us in the 70s, with those, especially those schools.
Schools, yeah. Jose Marti.
Yes.
Garvey, Maceo. And complete with boarding facilities, sport facilities, health facilities, and teachers.
Right.
I think him all probably help with the GC faster. I think so.
Yes. As a sport college.
Yeah, yeah.
And when I look at those schools, the intention was to take the kids from home at a young age, have them in these boarding facilities, groom them, with education, and at the same time behavior. Because nowadays, when you see the extreme behavior that some of the young people have, you know that if those schools were still around, in that mode, and you could have less crime.
Yeah, man.
When you see drought, and you remember the mini dams that Fidel showed them to
them over bill.
That is a credit to the help that these socialist people give us. And I remember Michael Manley and the fight that the CIA come here with Anasiaga and try to tear down the movements.
Yeah, because at the time and just before even Russia fall, because that is about less than 10 years before Russia fall, you know.
Yes.
The height of the Cold War in the whole world was located 90 miles up, between 90 miles. Cuba and Jamaica was the height, the scene of the height of the Cold War. Not just Cuba, no. Cuba and Jamaica was the scene of the heights of the highest level of the Cold War.
Yeah.
And 76 to 80 especially, as I say. The CIA and other forces like that. And did it cause the bloodshed? Is it cause so much bloodshed and so much
because in 1980 election, it's 800 people that died.
Yeah.
Directly related to the election and the struggle with the CIA.
Yeah.
And if I remember, 200 of the 800, those deaths was responsible for by the PNP. 600 belongs to Siaga and his side.
Well, we have to be careful in terms of legal thing. So, I personally have to withdraw certain things, but we definitely know, say, the JLP. Because you know, say, we have to, we cannot allow ourselves to get trapped legally, so we have to withdraw that. But we know definitely, as you said, the PNP and the JLP, and the share was 200 to 600. Let's go for a break, straight up.
Will the one I love be coming back to me?
Yeah, that is Billie Holiday covering the waterfront. And we're talking to Herman, Woddy King. We've been talking all the while about the young youths, the brotherhood and the faith and the fatherhood. And the God, as I mentioned, Godfather, Selassie and I Godfather also. And plenty of people know that it was a very rounded thing. There were ladies involved and associated with us and so on. The first time I see a woman with dreadlocks pass her waistline, a Ruby Juvenile. Remember Ruby Juvenile?
Oh yes, I remember her very well. As a matter of fact, she might be in Jamaica right now.
Oh yeah?
Yes, because I understand her, some family member, trick her. She, a little bit maybe under the weather of age.
Yes.
And put her on a plane and tell her that she's sending her down to Miami. Only to know that she ain't up in Jamaica.
Jamaica, wow.
And she, there's a piece of land that she had acquired many years ago. And some family members live on it, and I understand when she get there, she was told that she's not welcome.
Wow.
So, Yellow Ruby, I hope that we get to meet soon.
Yeah, man.
Because you are a genuine patriarch.
Yeah, man, long time sister like Margarita, only for them. And she was a real beauty, may I tell you.
Oh, yes, when she was young, oh my God. Ruby was really pretty, and
both facially and bodily.
Yes, and mentally.
I tell you.
And she have a daughter who is even prettier.
Yeah.
Pat.
Yes. Yeah, man, and all. You remember Sugars up in the Grand Spen Road here? I mean, no Sugars.
Yeah, man. Sugars was a pioneer in terms of a female who adapt the Rastafarian lifestyle and would always be in the midst of the patriarchs them and play a great part. Yes. She has a son for Dougie Mack.
Yeah, I think Dougie did tell me, yes.
Was on the same program here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, yes.
Philip.
Yes, and I remember just bringing it up to show people, so well then it was a rounded thing, kind of them tiny old legend. I'll meet have a little girlfriend, later become a wife. Certain elder member of family that tell her, say, must be careful how them move because they understand, say, the Rastafari, true no woman of the amongst Rasta. If a woman go amongst Rasta, then she become common property of all kind of little myth and thing them used to tell people at them time to make them afraid of the association.
That wasn't so, because these young ladies that came in the midst of the Rastafarian was very conscious and independent-minded people.
Yeah.
And they learn a lot from Rasta, but you couldn't just dominate them and take them to bed.
No.
They had to like you.
Yes.
I love you. Yes.
That was real queen, man. Yeah, man. Up to now, too.
Yes.
But talking about that, I was just thinking when you're talking about all them young youth where, gather around you and you're proud of how them go on. You can imagine, and I not only imagine, but I witness how when people like them link up with man like Kumi, Mortimer Planet, largely a self-taught person, but a man with the intellect we're far outshining the body when we see in the university campus. When you can imagine the fireworks intellectually and mentally when people like Kumi meet up with them young youth there. Even long before me and my brethren in the early 60s get to know him. People like Mortimer Planet, I think the movement just become more and more powerful exponentially.
Mortimer Plano was a giant within the movements. I remember reading a letter that he wrote to the governor, and I was very surprised because I didn't know his level of education was that high.
I tell you, and his self-taught.
You see,
largely.
He was a great teacher.
Yeah.
5th Street in Trenchtown.
Yeah, man.
I myself used to go around here sometime. And there was always a crowd of people there taking in his knowledge. I remember when the movements in the early 60s was towards repatriation, and there were some meetings at Coronation Market, Spanish Town Road. The speeches that Planners Cuminari gave would rival even the great Martin Luther.
I tell you.
And all the great speech makers.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I wasn't more permanently attached to his side was that the music in Rockford.
Yes.
That was
yeah, man. The singers them come from west, but most of the musicians them come from east. Or gravitate to the east.
Yes, you noticed that.
Yes, a long time.
Yes. And Countazzi was like magic.
Yeah, man. Then worse when Dizzy Johnny and Brad Genier and Dan Drummond link with the drums.
Yo, my God. Vivian Hall.
Yeah.
And all the greats used to come by, especially after they finish work.
But in the few minutes that we have left, only 4 minutes, I have to remind you that these same letters that Planner wrote to the government and various brethren resulted in Norman Manley saying that he wants some brethren to represent the movement, and you yourself were recommended to take one of the representative seats, but I think you gave up that seat and nominated Brother Fillmore Alvaranga, who became one of the famous 3 and the famous 4.
Yes, because at Spanish Town Road, the movement of the Rastafarians was forceful, and you know, in everything in Jamaica there is a color question, and because my complexion might be a little lighter, you know, some of the dreadlocks rise up and say, no, brown man sell out Marcus Garvey. And the prophecy say 7 dreadlocks will rise up from the dung heap to represent.
It's not a joke, but boy, them man, it's so forceful that you have to, when we remember them, boy, I have to laugh how theatrical them was, dramatic.
Yes. You ever said that them call them the Sons of Thunder?
Sons of Thunder, Buana G's.
And believe you me,
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Yes. Yes. You
eggs nuts.
It don't make sense.
You push it.
No.
Push yourself. Although you are being called.
I remember a meeting at a premises on North Street, and Peter Evans come there to try and assist. And because color thing come in, Peter had to run for his life. Yes. These were some really angry, aggressive
Yes. But we just kind of scratch the surface and scratch just below the surface. I thank you very much for having come here, and especially my brethren, Tennis, Stalin, Zebulon, we're bringing you, Herman Woddy King. And soon we can get to share some more, because it's authentic. We don't want it second hand. I was so glad when you came to Institute of Jamaica a couple of years ago and made the people know that you saw it as a duty, that having been born with some privileges, a duty to use that privilege and help the brethren and not lord it over no one. But I want to thank you very much. I want to thank also my producer. And just before that, we want to we withdraw any statement implicating Mr. Edward Siaga. You know, we cannot go there. We withdraw and apologize for any such statement. I want to thank Woddy King. I want to thank my producer Tanya Richards. I want to thank very much also my production assistant, and her name is, she don't put her name on her nourish, and she, Kenisha Campbell, and she do her work so great, may I tell you. Not because I never remember her name, because it's true. And Roddy and Rowe, technical operator. Little more piece of cover the waterfront, can we? But straight up, thank you very much again to all. Straight up.
I like it. Look at that. Look at that. One.
The dogs in the still and the chill of the night.
Good afternoon. It's time for the midday news here on News Talk 93 FM. I'm Errol Lee. Coming up in this newscast, Energy Minister to meet with petroleum companies as Pump Watch Day continues. JCSA President dismisses arguments about the questionable presence of both controversial NHT Board and Partnership for Jamaica Council. Thieves break into Parliament building, steal computers. And Jamaican accused of double murder in the UK sentenced to life in prison.